Whoa, y'all, this is wild. So I'm just now seeing this. This was sent to me. And let me know, you guys, what you think about this, because this is crazy. So I'm getting reports that there is a totally different side to this whole Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf story, y'all. This is crazy. I'm not gonna lie. This had my jaw dropped. Let me show y'all. So this is a report from the Collin County autopsy report, and it says right here the date of birth of Austin Metcalf, July 13th, place of death, David Stadium, Frisco, Texas, and then the time of death was 4:14 p.m. It says right here the cause of unaliving was drug overdose, blood loss via stab wound, and this right here, which is also known as the MOLLY. Is this like what? And on the GoFundMe that was taken down for Carmelo Anthony, it says right here, it's normal for students from different schools to gather under another school's tent. Carmelo had friends there. It also says the claim that one of the twins had never seen Carmelo before, a blatant lie. It says no student has the right to remove another student from a school-owned tent. The school owns the tent, not the twins. And it also says Carmelo is a track athlete. The twins are not. He wasn't even expected to see them there. And it also says the twins didn't just ask him to leave. It says they tried to jump him. It also says that before attacking him, they tried to take his belongings, broke his phone, and stomped on it. And it says the twins are known bullies. It says, ask yourself, if two 200-plus-pound attackers came at your child, what would you expect them to do? And yet, despite everything, the media is trying to destroy Carmelo's name. They keep posting a picture of him with an airsoft, not even a real firearm, to manipulate public perception because they want to paint him as a criminal instead of a victim. What do you guys think about this? I feel like there's still so many unanswered questions to this case, and before we need to make assumptions about anything, we should ask questions and be willing to be wrong. Whoa, y'all, this is wild. So I'm just now seeing this. This was sent to me. And let me know, you guys, what you think about this, because this is crazy. So I'm getting reports that there is a totally different side to this whole Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf story, y'all. This is crazy. I'm not gonna lie. This had my jaw dropped. Let me show y'all. So this is a report from the Collin County autopsy report, and it says right here the date of birth of Austin Metcalf, July 13th, place of death, David Stadium, Frisco, Texas, and then the time of death was 4:14 p.m. It says right here the cause of unaliving was drug overdose, blood loss via stab wound, and this right here, which is also known as the MOLLY. Is this like what? This whole situation is starting to really confuse me. I feel like there's definitely something that happened there that they're not saying and talking about, and the fact that certain people are trying to make this into a race war and start a race war, specifically people, is wrong. And trying to call people of color, black people, slurs is wrong. And I honestly feel like I've seen that since the beginning of this case.
So nothing that she said was true. None of it. All of it was pulled completely out of her asshole. Just fell right on the floor, just straight out of her cheeks. And that's what everybody decided they were going to eat it up. Just eating it up like they were just in the backside of their favorite P-Star's booty hole, just smashing that stuff. Yeah, no pause, full Diddy. That's what a lot of y'all are doing when it comes to absorbing this content off of TikTok. That's why I tell you to get off of TikTok. Don't watch that stuff, because all it does is destroy your brain. It's just mutilation of your brain cells, but nobody seems to recognize that. Y'all just keep getting on the app and y'all just keep swiping and swiping and swiping, and it never ends. Just endless amounts of accounts giving you fake BS and fake information 24/7, because for whatever reason people decided that, oh no, the actual media is always lying us to the point that we need to only trust the other people who lie to us each and every day to our faces. Our peers, that's who we need to trust. The people who will literally lie to your face about anything. It doesn't matter if it's about child support. It doesn't matter if it's about just going to the grocery store and just getting something and telling you that they didn't have the money. People will not be honest with you, but yet these are the people that we're going to trust every day with with their cameras. I mean, that's who we're going to trust, their information, because they can just interpret everything right. They can just get it better than the media. Now, I'm not saying to trust the media all the time, because yes, they do just propagate, all sorts of propaganda. I mean, it is out there. I mean, we all know that is just why people do believe these platforms, but you can't believe it to the point that you lose all touch with reality. I mean, you can't just take anybody's random opinion anytime they show up with a pair of PJs and a bonnet on and be like, you know what? I believe them. Like, why? Why would you believe that person? A person who probably didn't even get up out of bed and they just saw some shit and was like, it's time to make a viral video because I know people will eat it up, because people are stupid. I mean, for whatever reason, you can just get onto TikTok and Twitter and just make up the craziest stories. Like, you can just lie and just be like, oh yeah, I know that LeBron James and Obama were at a Diddy party clapping each other's cheeks. Oh, and somebody's gonna be like, oh yeah, I definitely believe that. I could definitely see that happening. How? Are you really just that gullible? I mean, there's no way you could be that naive to believe just anything that you see. I could just lie right now and just make up a story about one of my friends is just crashing out and he's constantly on pills and he's a complete pill addict and he's ruining his family, constantly going to soccer games and getting into fights and getting assault charges and getting arrested and embarrassing his families and friends and everybody like that. And also, he's also having an affair on the side with the drug dealer. He's been clapping her cheeks for years, and now he's thinking about denouncing his entire family, just getting rid of the marriage, moving on, going to Costa Rica and just starting anew. But that would be a lie. But for whatever reason, somebody would watch that on TikTok and be like, oh my God, what a compelling story. I bet I can go ahead and remix this and make a viral video. All of a sudden, it is a viral sensation. And that person's making money off of something that's total bullshit. Now, I know people don't always have time to just check all the facts and get all the information. That's fine. I get it. But you got to start watching videos at least to the end. That way you can absorb the information maybe. Then you can start picking up and being like, I don't know if I believe this or not. So like, I put out the whole I give up video, like last week or so. I was fake crying in the video. And if you watch it long enough, you'll realize no tears came out. But I get it. Family, friends, and people like that who actually cared about me got concerned and just wanted to check on my well-being. But if you are not in that category and you fell for it a little bit, it's also, I thank you, by the way, but watch the whole video, get the full context, because then sometimes you'll find out that it's not what you think it is. My best friend knew immediately that that is not the kind of video that I would ever make. I would never make a video that is just, putting up man versus freight train and saying, you know what, I'm about to go ahead and end it, you guys. No, he already knew that I would never do that. So he didn't believe it, watched the video and realized that, yes, it was a troll job. So thank God some people did know and recognize that, yes, you need to watch things to the end. We're very big on that. Now, I was going to put together this whole news montage talking about how this was going to be made about race. And of course it's going to be made about race because it was a black kid, killing a white kid. And for whatever reason, it just is something that we always ignore when it comes to the actual victims.
This is not, I want to make this very clear. This is not a race issue. This is not a black and white issue. I don't want someone stepping up on a soapbox trying to politicize this. I don't appreciate some of the remarks I've seen online that people say there was this fight and they don't know, they weren't there. I know the truth. So unless you were there, unless you saw it, don't spread gossip.
The victim's father said, please don't make this political or about race or anything like that. And that is exactly the first thing that people did. And then immediately you're going to have the whole, I'm going to say that, the alt-right basically, and they're going to go crazy talking about, oh my God, nobody's talking about white men's oppression and what happens to white men. This isn't going to go viral like if it was, and nobody's going to be protesting in the streets like if it was a black man that was killed. Well, I can't help that. I can't help that for whatever reason when white people get killed, which is all the time, that nobody goes marching into the streets with, pitchforks and tiki torches and signs. Now, yes, every time a black person dies, it seems like, yeah, we ride. We go out to the streets and we decide, hey, no more. We're not going to take it. We're going to go out there with our signs and our pitchforks and we're going to raise hell. And we're ready to take on your tear gas. And yes, there will be a few of us that will probably leach out and start just destroying shit just because they want to be degenerates. Now, we can't vouch for those people, but I mean, the people who are going to go out there and protest, yeah, they're going to stand lockstep, hold hands, kumbaya, and all that stuff and take on the tear gas. That is something that we will do. But I can't help that white people just don't get riled up as much about y'all people dying. I mean, that's up to you. That's up to y'all. Now, people are actually making this go viral. You know why I know? Because everybody's still talking about it. I'm making a video about this like a week after this happened. But again, we do not take the advice of the victims. We don't listen to them. That father is pouring his heart out right there into that camera. Listen, if I can read body language, I know that all of that felt very genuine. And if he is lying to all of us, boy, I tell you what, he's a greater actor than Robert De Niro. Because I mean, that dude is top of the line. You can't fake that level of emotion. I mean, I'm sorry. And he's talking about forgiveness. Don't make this about black kids versus white kids, and don't make it political. And he's trying to tell you this from the bottom of your heart, but yet for whatever reason, people just cannot help themselves. Can't help themselves, but yet they're supposed to be the good people looking out for those in America, trying to tell the truth, right? But yet you're still spelling and spewing false lies and fallacies out there on TikTok and Twitter, because those are two platforms you can just get away with that stuff with ease. That and Facebook. Facebook is another place where you're just littered with all sorts of AI BS and a whole bunch of just fake information, stuff that just immediately links you to scams. I mean, it's littered all over the platform. So be careful. That's why my dad has like 28 different Facebooks, because he had to give up on that because he got scammed every time he got on there. Not scammed, but somebody did something to his profile. But you know who I also feel bad for? The real Carmelo Anthony. You know, the guy who just got inducted to the Basketball Hall of Fame. But instead of actually being able to hear and talking about that and celebrate all his accomplishments, the first thing you see when you Google his name is murderer. That is a shame. That is absolutely terrible. Considering all the things he's accomplished, that's what you're going to see now. Now, you do have to spell his name correctly, because if you don't, then that's what's going to happen. Because this Carmelo's name was spelled with a K for killer, which, oh, that is not good. Boy, I am sorry. That is bad. It is too soon. Too soon. But when it comes to falling into these traps and being so gullible to just like falling victim to this information that for whatever reason that you just believe at a whim, I'm going to go ahead and let Ruin Line, a guy who I've watched lately here on YouTube. This dude he's got some really funny commentary and great content. He does have really good perspectives on things, and it's really funny to listen to him talk about this. But he was in the dark, and he discovered the fact that this woman still never came out with an apology video. You know, the chick that I showed you at the beginning of this video who was just spewing the lies. Yeah, well, there's been time since then for her to, you know, come back and say, you know what, maybe that information wasn't correct, but for whatever reason, she just couldn't do that. She couldn't hold herself to that, you know, accountable, because she's made videos. She's came back and she's done more, but she's never readdressed the video that made her, a couple 100,000 views.
Monday, April 7th, 11:38 a.m. And I just want everyone to know that the reason why I have a lack of faith in humanity is because when you give people the chance to do something smart, they tend to disappoint you. You mean to tell me that you got on social media and broadcasted fake information and put on a shocked dick look saying, whoa, did you see this new information that was reported and given to me? With no credibility behind it, with no sense of fact checking, and this bitch has uploaded 5 videos since then, and for some reason on one of these topics back to back has given an update. So she has the ability to give updates on stories, but because it isn't really the smoking gun that she wants it to be, she's gonna take her sweet time. I don't care about these fucking excuses y'all like to give everybody who you favor. Yes, oh my god, she has too much time on her hands and you can't expect her to make an update. Yes, I can, because she's done it. Because she gets on TikTok and records her phone, and it takes no fucking time for someone to pull up their phone and say, whoa guys, I have an update to a story. You are fooling yourself to the amount of time that you waste throughout the day and giving that excuse to somebody who spends their time on fucking line. It's embarrassing that a motherfucker has to wait this long to actually be credible instead of just being fucking credible in the moment and actually waiting to verify some shit instead of running around using the word allegedly and throwing around anecdotes to try to pass off your information as real. Then when people cut you off with the fucking truth, seemingly you have too much life on your hands to get back on camera and say, oops, I got the shit biblically fucking wrong.
But all of this is just really, 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 really sad, because a kid loses his life prematurely, young. It's obviously a travesty. I mean, I've had way too many friends that's lost their lives up to this point, and it's just like, man, I've lost a lot before the age of 35, and that is, something to, really blows my mind. And this whole situation is devastating because nobody wants to keep it about what happened. Everybody wants to just make up stuff for clout, views, money, etc. And I get we live in an economy where we desperately need money, and we need as much as we possibly can. And people are always searching for a way to, boom their platform or, expose somebody, or just make sure that their name becomes relevant, or they become some type of entity or influencer that people can just relish and just love, and then find out that they ain't shit. That's what a lot of these people seem to want to do, rather than just tell the truth. Wait, give it time. I mean, people don't even realize the fact that that autopsy takes, a good week or so plus to come back. Like, and they don't give you the information to the public usually for like a month. And somehow people believe the fact that an autopsy was out on this kid after a week. People really ate that information up and was like, oh yeah, that's the truth. That's exactly what happened. And it's like, man, I mean, how stupid are you? It's hard to have conversations with these people because they just get stuck in these rabbit holes and they really believe everything that they see on these platforms. Because anybody can just give you anything. That's why it was crazy that the whole TikTok ban situation came out, that all those creators out of nowhere decided that they were just going to just spew all their guts out there on the platform and say, hey, since this is my final rodeo, I might as well tell you that I've lied to you this whole time. And I mean, that was astonishing. That was appalling to think that so many people went out and just said, hey, I've been lying to you for all these years. And then all of a sudden they said, nope. TikTok is back in order. Lights came back on in the building and they said, oh shit, we are supposed to get back to work now. And I already quit. So that is sad. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video and I will see you soon.
It's a different world. It's unfortunate, but we all have to evolve. And if we all don't come together, black, white, yellow, brown, I don't care. It's all about human beings. We gotta care about each other. We gotta be kind to each other. You need to show compassion, show empathy, not anger, not rage. Teach your kids the right from wrong. And pray to God this doesn't happen to yours.